And I would like to call our meeting to order. I would like to note that CBA members may view any committee meeting they do not sit on only as an observer and will remain as an attendee until their scheduled committee meeting, at which time they will be moved to the participants panel. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Ms. Reed to take roll call and establish a quorum. When Ms. Reed calls your name, unmute your microphone, please, and state your name. Then remember to mute your microphone once you have stated your name. Ms. Reed, will you please begin?
George Familet.
Present.
Dan Jacobson.
Here.
Soshi Leon.
Present.
Luz Molina Lopez.
Present.
Dee Dee Owens.
Present.
Michael Savoy.
Present.
And we have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. All right, I would like to thank CBA staff and the solid team for their assistance in facilitating this virtual meeting. The CBA's mission is to protect consumers by ensuring only qualified licensees practice public accounting in accordance with established professional standards. The mission is derived from the statutory requirement that protection of the public shall be the highest priority of the California Board of Accountancy in exercising its licensing, regulatory, and disciplinary functions. Whenever the protection of the public is inconsistent with other interests sought to be promoted, the protection of the public shall be paramount. Before we convene, please be advised that the meeting is being conducted consistent with the provisions of Governor Gavin Newsom's Executive Order N0821. Members of the public interested in participating in the meeting must join the WebEx meeting. Information and instructions are posted on our website. All lines are currently on mute, except for mine, of course. As I facilitate this meeting to allow for proceeding in an orderly manner, lines will remain on mute until I direct staff to open them for public comments. I will announce when we are accepting public comments on the various issues on the agenda, and staff will open the lines as appropriate. 5 minutes will be allotted to each individual providing comments. I would like to also remind committee members and others speaking during the meeting to use the raise hand feature if you wish to make a motion, ask a question, or make a comment. That is found in the participants panel on the WebEx feature. This approach is necessary to facilitate the meeting and ensure the committee has the opportunity to complete its necessary business. I appreciate everyone's understanding and patience. So let's begin with agenda item number 1 for public comment. At this time, we will move to agenda item 1. For comments on items that are not on the July meeting agenda, the moderator will provide general instructions and then open it up for public comment. Moderator, please go ahead.
Thank you. This is the moderator. I've now opened the Q&A. Members of the public, if you would like to participate, click that Q&A icon located at the bottom right corner of your WebEx screen. And in the Ask field, type, I would like to make a comment and send it to all panelists. And when promoted, click the Unmute Me button. All of the instructions are on the screen for your reference. I'm pausing for a moment to see if there are any requests coming in. Ms. Molina, no requests have been submitted. Would you like me to close the Q&A feature?
Yes, please do so.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to agenda item 2. This is approval of the minutes of the May 13, 2021 Committee on Professional Conduct meeting. If any member would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 13th CPC meeting, please do so by using the raise hand feature. and wait to be called upon. Mr. Dan Jacobson.
I so move.
Thank you. May I have a second? Ms. Dee Dee Owens.
Yes, I second.
Thank you. Are there any comments from members? Okay, are there any comments from the public? Moderator?
This is the moderator. I'm going to open the Q&A. Members of the public, if you would like to participate, the instructions are on the screen. Just click the Q&A icon at the bottom right corner of your WebEx screen. Type, I would like to make a comment, and send it to all panelists. And when prompted, click the unmute me button. So I'm going to pause for a moment to allow members of the public time to access the feature. Ms. Molina, no requests have been submitted. Would you like me to close the Q&A feature?
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now, if there are no comments from members, we can move to the vote. Ms. Reed, will you please do roll call?
George Familette,
Yes.
Dan Jacobson,
Here.
Soshi Leon,
Yes.
Luz Molina Lopez,
Yes.
Dee Dee Owens,
Yes.
Michael Savoy,
Yes.
Mark Silverman,
Yes.
and the motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Agenda item 3, this is discussion and possible action regarding the elimination of the second signature requirements from the certificates of general and attest experience. Ms. Center is going to join us and provide a report or a presentation. Ms. Center, would you please begin your presentation on this agenda item?
Yes, thank you. For this item, the CBA is being provided an opportunity to consider amendments to California Code of Regulations, Title 16, Sections 12 and 12.5, to eliminate the second signature requirement on certificates of general and attest experience, which I will refer to as COEs in this presentation. CPA licensing applicants are required to obtain 12 months of general accounting experience under the supervision of a licensed active CPA. Applicants seeking authority to sign attest reports must also complete a minimum of 500 hours of attest experience under the supervision of a licensed active CPA that has authority to perform those services. Experience can be obtained in public and private industry, which includes government agencies, and must be documented by the employer on a COE, which you will find in attachments 1 through 4. Experience may also be obtained through academia. In attachment 5, CBA regulations sections 12 and 12.5 state that experience must be verified by the licensee supervisor and experience by a second person with a higher level of responsibility. Stakeholders have expressed that the current requirement no longer fits how CPA firms operate and has become cumbersome to candidates and licensees. They indicated that while partners oversee the whole engagement, it is the direct supervisor responsible for assigning and reviewing the staff work that has firsthand knowledge to determine whether the work was sufficient to meet the experience requirement. Logistically, requiring a second signature by a partner can delay the process for the applicant. Additionally, I would like to also state that a second signature requirement would be more consistent with what other state boards of accountancy require. The board item indicated that a review of the 9 largest states, exclusive of California, indicated that they only require a single supervisor signature. Since the time of the posting of that item, staff were able to review requirements for other states and have concluded that no other state requires a second supervisor to verify experience. A review of the UAA model rules was also conducted by staff. The model rules indicate that experience should be verified by a licensee, thus providing additional support for the removal of a second signature requirement. Staff recommend the CBA direct staff to work with the Department of Consumer Affairs Legal Counsel to draft proposed amendments to CBA Regulations Sections 12 and 12.5 and incorporated COE forms for the CBA's consideration at a future meeting. I'll now turn this back over to the chair, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to open this now for comments from members, and I see Mr. Savoy has his hand up. Mr. Savoy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to move that staff move forward to whatever legislative process is necessary in order to eliminate the second signature.
Thank you. Mr. Dan Jacobson.
I second that motion.
Thank you. Are there any comments regarding this item? Any further discussion? Ms. Leon?
As a public member, this makes logical sense to me. I'm just wondering from the rest of our practicing CPA board members, are there any risks to this?
Thank you. Very good question. Members, would any of our CPA licensees like to comment on any possible risk? Mr. Savoy?
I really don't see any risk in this since the immediate supervising CPA will be signing off. He or she would be the one that's most familiar with the experience that the candidate is seeking. I just see it as an easier tool to entrance to the CPA without, some of the larger firms are having issues getting second signatures. It's more cumbersome. So in answer to your question, I see no risk at all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Any further comments? I do also agree that if there's procedures that we can eliminate to make it easier, and there's little risk, I think it is a very good move. I understand 2 signatures was a conservative approach at one point, and now that we have a chance to reevaluate this. I'm also encouraged that other states with similar or large CPA populations also do not require a second signature. That is encouraging. So I am in favor of this. Moderator, let's open this up for any public comment.
Thank you. This is the moderator. Members of the public, if you would like to participate, please click on the Q&A icon located at the bottom right corner of your WebEx screen and type, "I would like to make a comment," and send it to all panelists. And once prompted, please click the Unmute Me button. So I do see a request that came in, and I will unmute you in just a moment. You'll have 5 minutes. And that is individual identified as Jason Fox. I will unmute you. Give me just a moment here. Okay. Mr. Fox, I submitted a request to unmute you.
Fox of the California Society. Jason Fox of the California Society of CPAs. We're supportive of the change, and I just want to recognize the board staff and their efforts. This is in the spirit of a lot of the changes and the board's legislation to try to streamline and create some efficiency in the licensure process while maintaining the whole integrity of the licensure framework and, of course, strong consumer protection. So I think this is a smart change in that process. And I would just also point out to the question Ms. Leon posed, the board does have a robust qualifications committee, so there's always that safeguard that if the board thought there was a question about experience, they have the ability to pull in for an additional layer of review. So thank you for your attention to this important issue.
This is the moderator. Ms. Molina, no further requests have been submitted. Would you like me to close the Q&A feature?
Yes, please do. And thank you, Mr. Fox, for your comment. We do appreciate the insight. Members, is there any further discussion on this item before we move to the vote? Seeing none, I would like to ask Ms. Reed to proceed with roll call.
George Familet,
Yes.
Dan Jacobson,
Yes.
Soshi Leon,
Yes.
Luz Molina Lopez,
Yes.
Dee Dee Owens,
Yes.
Michael Savoy,
Yes.
and Mark Silverman.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you very much, Ms. Reed. Okay, so let's see. Agenda item 4. This is agenda items for the next meeting. Do any members wish to request that any items be placed on the next Committee on Professional Conduct meeting agenda? I do not see any hand raised. And so then, seeing that there are none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We will reconvene. Apologize if I did that too quickly. Item 4, let me get back to my notes. Once again, item 4 was for agenda items, a request of agenda items on the next CPC committee meeting. Moderator, if you will please open up public comments.
This is the moderator. And give me just a moment so I can, thank you for muting your microphone. Members of the public, the instructions are on the screen. Please click on that Q&A icon at the bottom right corner of your WebEx screen if you would like to participate in public comment, of course. And type, I would like to make a comment and send it to all panelists. And when prompted, click the unmute me button. So I'll pause for a moment to allow members of the public time to access this feature. Ms. Molina, no requests have been submitted. Would you like me to close the Q&A feature?
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
That reminder. And any further comments from committee members? I do not see any requests to make any further comments. Now I think we can proceed with closing this meeting. So this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.